Welcome, everybody. We're back. It is the NextManUp Sportscast. I am your host, and with me, as always, my co-host, my older, not bigger brother, and the producer extraordinaire, McBon90 on Twitch, Mo. But Mandy, today we got some. I got one topic that's got two ends to it. Okay. It's about these blockbuster trades going down, okay? I'm gonna start with the lighter one, okay? Because we'll get into the second one here, and I know you've got some opinions on it. I definitely do. But let's get into this first one. It happened in baseball. Yes, baseball, the sport that is gonna be returning April 1st, but they're trying to stay relevant in the offseason. Nolan Arenado, the best player for the Colorado Rockies, was traded.
Not saying much, but okay.
He's like the best third baseman in baseball. So let's pump the
brakes.
Well,
that's when you phrase it like that. That sounds a lot better. But when you
right.
phrase
I was gonna get to that.
Best player for the Colorado Rockies.
See, I had this whole monologue. Like I was gonna get to that, and that was part of it. But like I said, Arenado, best third baseman in baseball, probably top 10 best players in baseball right now. Period. He plays for the Colorado Rockies, right? Last year they were terrible. The year before that, they went to the playoffs, went to the divisional round, right? But what does the Rocky ownership do? They trade Arenado. Of course, why wouldn't you, right? You trade your best player in the prime of his career. They traded him to the Cardinals. And what bothers me so much about this trade is not the trade itself. It's like, okay, if you want to do a rebuild, right? That's fine. You got to trade your best player. I understand. He just signed a 9-year extension with them worth $240 million, right? He still owed, I think, $199 million on that deal. But they trade him, and then the ownership comes out and has a press release today and says that they have a good chance to compete and make the playoffs this year without him. Makes no sense, right? At all. If you're gonna own your rebuild, own your rebuild. They got 5 prospects, none of which are starting opening day. I can promise you that. And what makes this deal really bad, they paid Arenado $15 million to waive his no-trade clause. Then they actually they're paying the legal share of his guaranteed money on his contract, $50 million. The ownership there is terrible. I think they're the worst. I think they're the worst organization in all of baseball, and I'm not saying that lightly. They really are bad. When it comes time to pay their players, they don't. When it comes time to do things that'll help the franchise win, they don't. They care about the bottom line way more. They got no prospects in return. History of just poor ownership. The Rockies have absolutely no plans to win right now. And the fact that the ownership group comes out and says that they do is terrible. And if you're a Rockies fan, this has got to piss you off. Am I right?
Yeah, but I mean, look. Yes, I think the Rockies had. I still remember doing one of our first shows. When we started this podcast,
right.
And myself, I was talking about how explosive
their offense,
the Colorado Rockies' offense is.
Absolutely.
Now, yes, they do lose Nolan. They do lose Arenado, right? They lose him. They lost. He's gone. But I mean, I don't know if this is a rebuilding mode, right? I mean, they do have.
They have Trevor Story, Charlie
Blackmon.
Yep.
Chris Blackmon, right? Max had a good year, right? I mean, I think, maybe they trade away Arenado, and maybe they know they have a third baseman in the waiting who's going to be just as good. I mean, I don't know. Again, do I agree with the trade? No, I thought the Rockies should have kept him. But is it like a monstrous, horrible trade for the Rockies? I mean, no, because they still have some good pieces. And
honestly, man, what they got in return, this is going to go down as one of the worst trades in recent memory. Like, they got nothing in return. Literally, not even like a veteran pitcher, nothing. And the Rockies had the worst bullpen in all of baseball last year. They had one of the worst starting pitching staffs in all of baseball last year. And they're in the NL West where they're going to be playing the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants are getting better. Like, they're not trying to compete. And that's what bothers me so much about it, is that I live here in Colorado now, so I know a lot of the natives that live here. They're so starved for a good baseball team. They love the Rockies. And they always make the excuse in management that, oh, we're not a big market, so we can't pay big money. That's BS. That Denver market is huge, and it's growing. They have so much money, so much influence there in Denver. They need to like start making some decisions that put this franchise on the right track or completely rebuild and own it. Like, yeah, we're like the Marlins right now. We're going to rebuild and then we're going to come back in 3 years and make the playoffs just like the Marlins did. You know what I mean? I think they got to pick a direction because right now, not you trade away your best player and then you're going to keep Blackman, another all-star, and then you're going to keep Trevor Story, another all-star, but do nothing with their prime in their career. Either let them all go or like start making some different moves to bring some, success to your organization. Hate it. Hate the trade. I think it's ridiculous. The Cardinals are going to be really good this year. They're going to win that division. They're going to be great.
Arenado is going from Denver, Colorado Rockies, good city. I've been there. It's a cute little city. But now he's going to go to
a baseball town,
to the number one baseball city in America.
Yeah,
St. Louis. I mean, that place is phenomenal. They love their baseball out there in St. Louis, and that's why the Rams. Got to tie the Rams in. That's why the Rams never really felt at home in St. Louis because they were always second fiddle to the St. Louis Cardinals.
And they sucked, but
they won a Super Bowl in St. Louis.
So what? But what I was trying to, the other thing that bothers me with Nolan is that it's not like he didn't want to be there. Like he signed a 9-year extension to stay with the Rockies. You know what I mean? And he's a California guy. He could have very well, when his contract was coming up, say, I want to go play for the Dodgers. I want to go play for the Giants. I want to go play for the Angels. But what did he do? He signed a 9-year extension with them. So the management there, to me, is it's got to be one of the worst organizations in baseball. Really, all they care about is money to me. But that's another story. I loved watching Arenado play, and I'm still gonna enjoy watching him play. But now he plays in St. Louis. Like, it is what it is, right? But Mandy, the trade, another trade I want to talk about with you real quick. And I'm gonna guide the conversation so it doesn't get super like, oh, I love my Rams, and that's great. I'm glad that you do, right?
Oh no, I'm professional. I am a professional podcaster now. I know how to keep it neutral. Okay.
All right, we'll see. But the next trade, obviously, you brought up the Rams. Goff, gets traded to the Detroit Lions in exchange for Goff, 2 first-round picks. They got, I think, a couple of second-round picks as well. On a 3rd-round pick, and then they get Matthew Stafford, right? Now, let's get into this.
What's the question, bro?
First, hold on. First, I would like to take a victory lap real quick, okay? Because I said, okay, and I said this, all right, 2 weeks ago before the trade happened. I've been saying this about Jared Goff. He's good. He is good. He's not great. He'll never be great. He has a ceiling. The Rams know that, and they needed to move on from it. I've been saying this, and look at lo and behold, before the Super Bowl, before their season's like only 3 weeks dead, he's gone. And I said that, right? So that's my victory lap. Let me move on to the meat and potatoes of this, right?
Great.
So with the deal, the Rams get slightly better, right? Because Matthew Stafford's not mountains better than Jared Goff,
slightly better.
right? Slightly better. You don't have the Goff contract anymore. That's a good thing, right? You got some more cap space, wiggle room to get you some guys here. On the other hand, the Lions, they get a bridge quarterback, right? Because I don't think Jared Goff's the franchise guy there.
Absolutely a bridge quarterback for the next 3-4 years.
They get a bridge quarterback. They get 2 first-round picks, future first-round picks. That's a good thing. Good for the Lions, right? Those are the positives about this trade, right? Now I got some concerns, okay, on both sides. I really do. Okay, I got concerns for the Rams. I got concerns for the Lions. For the Rams, obviously they give up multiple first-round picks, which they're no strangers of doing, right?
Right.
They've gotten some good late draft picks. You got your Cooper Kupps. You got some couple offensive linemen, couple defensive players. Aaron Donald. No, he was a first-round pick.
Jefferson, the receiver.
Right. Yeah, Van Jefferson. Taylor Rapp. Taylor Rapp, another late round draft pick. Tyler Higbee, I think, was a 4th-round pick.
Keep it up.
So you have some success with guys like that, right? Some success, but you do have to remember the franchise changers, right? The guys who have shifted the momentum of the franchise have been Aaron Donald, 1st-round pick, right? That's a guy that a talent like that's probably not going to be available. Michael Brocker's the guy you love, right? Another 1st-round pick for the Rams. So a talent like that won't be available in the late rounds. Todd Gurley, and I know he slowed down. Well, he was there. He was Rookie of the Year contender, multiple huge touchdowns. Even your guy Jared Goff, right? So you definitely are going to be missing out on guys like that in the future, right? But I don't think the Rams care about the future so much as they do now, right? And that's the big. My other concern is Will Stafford fit that system? We'll see.
Wait,
I think we'll see.
will
Okay,
he?
you
Will
tell
he
me.
fit the
Will he
system?
fit that system?
He is what Sean McVay wanted. You think
Okay.
Sean McVay is going to go out and go get a quarterback who's not going to fit a system when he's already had Jared Goff for X amount of years and already knows the system? Sean McVay targeted Matthew Stafford for this system because if you think about it, Matthew Stafford is he's similar to Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford is a pocket quarterback who could sell the play action fantastically. And
Yep.
what does Matthew Stafford do better than Jared Goff? Decision making, and
Deep
he
ball.
throws. Well, remember he's playing with Detroit with no receivers. When you had Megatron,
Yeah, I'm gonna
what
say.
did he do with
Remember,
Detroit?
he threw the
They
ball
went to
deep,
playoffs.
but he lost.
They
But
were
yeah,
playoff contenders, and they went to playoffs. They have had no receivers over there, but Matthew Stafford throws the long ball accurately. That's what Jared Goff did not have, is that accurate long ball throw. And Matthew Stafford has one of the best arms in the NFL, which was not too known. His arm is very, very strong.
yeah, I give you that. I think it does open the playbook somewhat for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think McVay's very West Coast guy. I think it does, like I said, it does open the playbook somewhat.
Yeah.
But I think those receivers like Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp are very comfortable running the short intermediate routes more
but
so
see,
than anything
we're
else.
forgetting their number 3 and number 4 receivers are the deep down the field threats, Reynolds and Vance Jefferson. Those guys are just
Yeah,
speedsters.
and with the money, with the money they save on Goff, they can get a deep threat. So you never know what happens there. But these are, like I said, these are just my concerns. We'll see how Stafford does, right? And traditionally, a quarterback in his first year in a new system, not great. It's usually the second year that the
But
momentum
he's a
gets going.
veteran.
He is a veteran. Doesn't matter. It's a whole new system. He's going to learn something completely new, which he hasn't had to do for 9 years now.
Well, I don't
New
know
OCs,
Ryan so
things
much.
like
I'm
that.
pretty sure they've had new OCs in Detroit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll give you that. But my other concern here, Mandy, okay? Stafford yes, he's played for the Lions, right? He has had Megatron. He's had some decent teams. He's got a very, his record's not great. Losing, winning wise. So I don't know how much of a proven winner he is. And what the Rams really need is a guy who's going to have that winning instinct. In fact, he's 0-3 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's 0-3 in the playoffs.
If you can name, if offense or defense, give me 5 former Detroit Lions that play with Matthew Stafford.
I can do that. That's easy.
Who?
You want me to go offense first or defense first?
Not this year. Like, let's say 2-3 years ago.
Fine. I'll go 2-3 years ago. So you got Marvin Jones, who's been there a while.
Okay.
Kenny Galladay's been there for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Then you had Amir Abdullah, who he had as a rookie, who was pretty good. Not great, but you're asking me to name him, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You're asking me to name him. On defense, they had Eric Flowers, who's a pretty good player. They had Ndamukong Suh while he was there also. Let me see. That's 5 guys. I named 5.
Do all those guys, any of those guys, besides maybe Marvin Johnson, stand out as stars?
Kenny Galladay's a really good receiver. He's a really good receiver.
Well, what I'm trying to say is this. Yes, you're right. He does not have a proven track record in Detroit. But I would say so. He's in Detroit where traditions are so bad. But when he had Megatron and Galladay and some weapons, he turned them into NFC North contenders with the Packers in their heyday with Aaron Rodgers winning the Super Bowl, right? Competing against the Bears and the Vikings when the Vikings were they're okay, right? He still did his thing. Yeah. They fell off, right? I think Matthew Stafford is going to transition to LA, have these weapons, have Sean McVay will be his biggest weapon, a great defense. He's going to be a game manager. Kind of what Jared Goff did.
But he's not that. The thing is, he hasn't been that his whole career. Exactly. He's really been the guy that has to win his team games, and he should be.
Because they never had a defense as good as the Rams. So let's see how he transitions to this and all this stuff. But getting back, to your draft picks, I'm glad you didn't bash the Rams for giving up too many draft picks. Because to be honest,
they've done a really good job drafting late. Yeah.
Exactly. And I've heard this saying for about 10 to 15. Every time, I love watching the NFL draft. I love watching the NFL draft.
Yeah.
And what do I hear every other year, every 2-3 years? Picks 20 through 50, they're the same.
They blend. Yeah.
The top 15 picks, those are the ones you want.
Right.
The Rams haven't picked top 15 and they won't be picked top 15 in a while.
Since Goff and Donald.
Yeah. So they're going to be late 20s. So they gave I think the Lions, the Rams sake, they gave up 2 first-round picks, late 20 picks for Stafford. That's great for them. I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
And the Lions, I think the Lions would also, because now they're getting more of that bulk item value picks 20 through 50. So I think they both won.
I think that's what I was about to say. So I mean, those are my concerns, right? The thing that looks really bad if you're looking at it from the outside, you don't know sports that well, is that you gave up 2 first-round picks and a couple other picks for a 32-year-old quarterback with injury history, right?
Yeah.
That's really what, if you look at it from the outside, that's what it seems like. But yes, I think Stafford will fit their system well, and I think he'll play hard. I just, again, does this put the Rams over the top? Does this make them a Super Bowl contender?
What did you say introducing this topic? You said
right, they're slightly better.
Slightly better.
Slightly
okay,
better.
Well, slightly better. So if with a broken thumb and Jared Goff were able to go 10-6, beat the Seahawks in the playoffs.
You have a broken thumb the whole season.
But... You're right. Okay, with the broken thumb, he beat the Seahawks with a broken thumb. So they got a playoff win. And yes, the Packers fucking clapped in cheeks. But the Rams were still down by 7 in the fourth quarter with the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're one drive away from theoretically beating the Packers.
And as much as I want to say that Matthew Stafford puts them over the edge, I just don't know. He throws a lot of interceptions. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Honestly, we're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait. He's a veteran. Hopefully he makes good decisions, but he's also very much known for not making good decisions. Mm-hmm. So I think he does have the Rams defense to bail him out sometimes, and they will. But again, we'll have to see what that team looks like with some of their free agents, and they do have some more money to spend. So we'll see. Maybe they add some pieces there. They still got, they swap contracts. It's less than Goff. So we'll see what happens.
To be honest, I don't even think, I don't want to be too confident here. Again, I'm speaking neutral. I'm not speaking as a Rams fan. Right. If I'm the Rams GM, maybe if you add a player or two, that's icing to the cake. But you just keep the players, try to keep what you have right now. And
they built the system for sure. They built the system. I think what you said earlier though, they really need like a prolific deep threat. If they still had Brandon Cooks, I think that'd be awesome fit for them. But maybe like a Will Fuller or something like that would be great.
Since you want to bring up the Texans, Will Fuller and all that stuff, I think I kind of give it away. But do you know who even though this trade was between the Rams and the Lions, there's a third team out there that won this trade also.
I disagree. I know what you're thinking.
Really?
You're gonna say that Deshaun Watson's gonna come in and fetch like the whole franchise, right? He's gonna get like a number.
No, not Deshaun Watson. I think the Texans organization won this trade.
Huh. Explain to me a little bit how. I don't get that.
Okay, for the Rams, they gave up 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick and an established veteran quarterback to get. Right, Stafford. No, I take it back. They gave up 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a Super Bowl quarterback.
A Super Bowl losing quarterback, sure.
Yeah, right. So they gave that for Matt Stafford. So theoretically, they gave up 3 first-round picks with Goff, the 2 first-round picks, and a third-round pick. And if you're the Texans and you have Deshaun Watson is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Top 6, 7. Okay.
I just again.
I think the Texans say, well, if the Lions got that package, well then starters, I want at least 2-3 first-round picks, an established defender, an established something, and some later-round picks. I think the Texans are like, okay.
I get what you're saying, but I think it's really why the Lions got what they got is it's just it's circumstantial. The Rams picks are late. The Texans Texans pick, the 21st pick is not the same as getting the 3rd pick or the 12th pick from Washington. So I think they're gonna get. I don't think they're gonna get what they think they're gonna get. I don't think the market's as robust. But if they get the Niners pick and they get them Jimmy Garoppolo, why not? Why not in a 3rd round maybe? And even if the Raiders want to throw their hat in there, I love my boy Derek Carr, but ship him out. 1st-round pick, 3rd-round pick.
Hey, Chucky,
Deshaun,
baby. Hey, you know what? I didn't think about that, right?
Yeah. I would, and that's where his brother played, right? We got the Carr name in Houston. Might be something. And I love Derek Carr. No disrespect, my boy Derek Carr. I love you, but we needed a young guy. We need a mobile guy. Let me wrap up the Lions here real quick. So I'm Lions, they do have to absorb Goff's contract, right? The only problem with bringing in Jared Goff is you're going to have a new coach, which means that coach is going to want to pick his quarterback. He doesn't really want Jared Goff. It's kind of going to be that whole who's the UCLA quarterback that got the really bad swing of things.
He's from right here from St. John Bosco.
Yeah.
The Hammer, Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen, right? He got a really bad shake because he could have probably played for an NFL team, but he didn't get the right coach. Then he got traded to another coach who didn't want him. So then he's not playing. One thing led to another. I think the only loser in this deal, it's not the Lions, it's not the Rams. They're both going to come out ahead in some respect. The big loser is Jared Goff. He loses the coach that he was attached to the hip with, the guy that brought him in, the guy that made him a multi-$100 million quarterback. And now he's going to go to an organization that is bad. And who knows how they're going to be on offense. And who knows how long he's going to be there. They're probably going to draft a quarterback this year.
Well, number one, Sean McVay did not bring in Josh Rosen. Jeff Fisher drafted.
Goff.
Yeah. I'm sorry. McVay did not bring in Goff. Jeff Fisher. Okay, got it. And number two, I love Jared Goff. I love you. Thank you. You transitioned the Rams to L.A., and made them Super Bowl contenders. Took them to Super Bowl. I love you, Jared Goff. Love you. I don't feel bad for you, though. Like my brother here, Edward. You know why I don't feel bad for you? You have like $60 million in guarantee. Well, I think you made about $40 million, and you have another $40 million guaranteed.
Yeah, this deal's ridiculous.
Goff, I don't feel bad for you. You know what? You get paid, my guy.
Yeah.
You go to Detroit, and just don't try to get stabbed or get shot out there in Detroit. Okay? Live your life. Enjoy your next 3-4 years in Detroit.
Buy a cheaper house.
Hey, you're paid, my guy. You're fighting for your next contract.
I agree.
So
you're right. I think he'll be a multi-million-dollar backup quarterback in the future here. So, which I think is what he always was intended to be in the NFL. To be honest with you, so especially with the new NFL. But those were our trade topics, man. Dude, I think we got some good juice out of that, right? But the more juice I want to get from is from my guy Mo, the producer here. Okay, so my guy Mo has been really hesitant to throw his hat in the ring of sports betting, but bringing on our guy Dodger and bringing on talking about this stuff, lock of the week stuff like that, he's gotten really interested and he's got some questions to ask for himself and for any of those bettors out there thinking about betting and first time bettors. Mr. Mauricio, what you got for us today?
All right, so this past weekend, I decided to jump in, all these locks that you guys have been getting the last couple months, they've been pretty solid.
Well, Mo, they're pretty solid, right? And just I'm sorry, Mo, to cut you off, to piggyback on what Mo said, we all finished 4-4.
Yes. Let me get to that real quick. Let Mo get to his, and then I'll wrap it up with that real quick. Go ahead, Mo.
All right. So I decided to go ahead and try my hand at throwing down some parlays because I've heard you guys mention that, and we've had Matt Dodger on,
right,
talking about parlays, talking about the money line, talking about the spread. So the
good stuff,
not really doing my homework and just jumping in it and seeing numbers, $5 turning into way more than $5. So I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
According to the odds that I already laid down, the minus, the plus, I decided to throw down a parlay and go all minus. And off the bat, I lost.
All plus.
I lost.
So tell me, being not just throwing in your hat. So this is what I'm saying. So with betting, it's not all luck, right? Some of it is luck. Don't get me wrong, but it does take a lot of skill, does it not?
It does take some skill. It doesn't require. I wouldn't say skill. I would say more knowledge. And
and a little luck.
And some luck. I guess you can say skill if you've
there.
had that experience playing the sport, so you know what exactly to look for when throwing down your bets. So that brings me to this. So I'm considering dropping a parlay. So my question is, so when I put my bets down, I didn't do any homework. I didn't do anything. I just saw the minus, right? Minus equals more, right?
Plus equals more.
Oh, plus equals more. So minus, I guess if you combine some parlays,
it'll eventually get to
eventually
plus,
pluses. So, with that newfound knowledge, I thought, I'm just gonna stack these teams. Like these teams are more likely to win because they're minus, so they're more in favor to get these wins.
Right. Right.
But that's not necessarily true. It doesn't guarantee. It's not a guarantee that they're gonna get that.
There's a saying I like to say, Mo. It's every dog has his day, and every day an underdog will win. So.
And you know what my first saying is? My first saying is, Mo, can you wrap up your slot here and can you get to the freaking question, please? Thanks.
So I'm getting to the parlay.
Appreciate
So I'm gonna give you guys. I want to get 4 teams, so I can drop a 4-team parlay. So my question to you for Thursday's games. These are Thursday games. So who are you more in favor of? So my question is, we have the Warriors going against the Mavericks. So when I pulled the bet for the Timberwolves against, who was that team?
Mavericks.
Cavaliers. So I put money on Cavaliers, but the underdog was the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves ended up taking it. So that's what threw off my bet. Everything else I think was in line. So with that being said, for that game we had the Cavs lose, even though they were in favor. So now for me, my question is why? What happened? Who dropped the ball? So in this case,
So the thing about it is, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of betting NBA. I pick and choose my games because there's a lot of parity in the league. Because like for a night, the Cavaliers are definitely the better team there, right? They not by much, but they have a better team. They have better scorers, more veterans on the team. They have an all-star in Colin Sexton, where the Timberwolves just don't. But it's just like one of those nights where a guy can get hot, he can hit a bunch of threes, or he can just find a weakness in the other team, and then that's it. He goes off. Just like a few nights ago, same guy, Colin Sexton on the Cavs scored 42 against the Nets, who have Harden, Kyrie, and Durant, and they beat them. So it's kind of a parody in this league. But to answer your question with the Mavericks Warriors, I'm assuming that the Mavericks will be favored. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming that they'll be favored. But in this game, it's hard because if one of the guys is out, Luka Doncic or Porzingis, I would definitely go with the Warriors because they have a better team and they shoot really good from outside. They have a couple of guys. They have the young guy Wiseman who can body up Porzingis. So depending on who's favored and where the value is, I'm probably would swing Warriors on this one.
All right, Mandy, what's your take on Warriors Mavericks?
Oh yeah, the Mavericks are in a downward spiral right now. I think the Mavericks have lost
a ton of games.
Yeah, 6 straight.
2 in a row to the Suns. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like their team chemistry right now. Luka is being a little bit of a crybaby, and it's not
a big crybaby.
Yeah, not going too well. So I'll stick with the fighting Steph Curry's, the Warriors.
All right. I mean, that's a good pick. I think that's a good pick because I'm watching the Celtics Warriors right now, and Warriors are in the lead. So the next one I have is Nuggets Lakers, and I know Chooch has talked about his Denver Nuggets because he's in Colorado and they've been doing pretty decent, or they were doing pretty decent last season.
Yeah, Lakers are back at home after a long road trip. They're not going to lose at home. No, they're back home. They're happy. Lakers, smart pick. Case closed. Move on.
All right.
I think he's right, but I think if the Nuggets get a couple of points here, depending on the spread, if it's a really close spread, like 1 to 3 points, take the Lakers. If it's anything bigger than that, if it's like 5 to 10, you might want to think about the Nuggets, just with the points. I think the Lakers eventually win the game either way, but yeah.
All right. And then, so I got 2 more, and that'll wrap it up. So we have Rockets Grizzlies.
So this would be a really interesting game. I watched a lot of both of these teams. I think right now the Rockets are the better team. Like if you do the eyeball test, which just means you're watching and you just see who's the better team, who does it feel like's the better team, it's the Rockets. I think when the Grizzlies get healthy and they get all their players back, it eventually will be the Grizzlies. But I would personally take the Rockets here. They got all their guys back, Boogie Cousins, they got Christian Wood back, John Wall, Victor Oladipo, and they're playing really well. They've been blowing teams out lately, so I like the Rockets here.
All right, Mandy.
I know nothing about these two teams besides that the Rockets lost Harden, so I'll believe Chuchi and go the Rockets.
All right.
Yeah, I like the Rockets here.
And last one, the Jazz and Hawks.
Hawks. Okay, so The Jazz, I mean, the Hawks score a ton of points, but the Jazz are just coming off of a streak of actually covering 11 spreads in a row. And the only reason that they lost was because they played the Nuggets, and the Nuggets outplayed them. They played really well. Jokic scored like 45 points on Rudy Gobert. But I would stick with the Jazz here. Better cohesive team, better talent, better coach. Overall, they're just a better team, and like I said, they've covered 11. They covered 11 spreads in a row, so I don't think they're losing to the Hawks.
Facts. Jazz, better team. Rudy Gobert, COVID player of the year last year. I'm going to Jazz.
All right, so we got Warriors, game 1. We got Lakers, game 2. Rockets on game 3, and Jazz on game 4. And then next week, I'll get back to you guys on that. On that
See how we
pick,
did.
yeah.
Well, we're going 4-0. So actually, I took notes right here. I'm going to put $100 parlay on all those money lines.
Oh,
all right.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, he's big dogging it right now. He is big dogging it right now. I might do the same. I like the bets. They're good bets. But that was our little. We combined a little lock segment, also with a little bit of education for our new bettors. And we're gonna get Mo paid finally because he's put money in his betting account, and there it went. So, Mandy, that of course brings us to our very next segment, the segment known as Rapid Fire Trivia with Mandy and Chooch. And today's Rapid Fire is brought to you by our very first sponsor, Triple D Cleaning and Detailing. Let them know. I will plug the Instagram on our thing. You can DM them for all of your detailing car needs. You got some funky headlights, he can fix those. You got some really bad looking carpets, he will shampoo and vacuum those up and make them look good as new. They are located in the Victorville, California area. So if you live out there and you got some business out there, make sure you give Triple D Cleaning a DM on Instagram. So with that being said, Mandy, I got for you a list of, I would consider some of the 5 best undrafted players in the NFL. And what I want from you is their college. The good old Mandy Chooch college. Where did they go game? So number 1, I'm going to get you started here with, I would assume is a cookie because he is a Ram legend, right? Where did your boy Kurt Warner go to college? Undrafted.
Oh, shit.
Where did Kurt Warner go to college?
I know he played for the arena football team, the Iowa Barnstormers. I know that. He went to Eastern Illinois. I think that was Tony Romo went to Eastern Illinois.
Okay.
Kurt Warner went to whatever. Yeah, he went to Eastern Illinois.
Eastern Illinois is the answer. Next question. Antonio Gates, the former basketball star, was undrafted and then got drafted and then, ended up with the Chargers. Where did he go to college? He did play
football. He did not play football. Wow, I know he played basketball.
I think he played football there as well.
Oh, I want to say, I don't know why Toledo is popping to my. I'll say Toledo. I don't know why.
Toledo. Another question for you here. The former Dallas Cowboy quarterback and now extraordinaire Tony Romo. Where did Tony Romo go?
Oh, shoot. Now I'm getting confused now. Now I'm double guessing myself. Southern Illinois did he go to? Southern
Illinois, okay.
Eastern Illinois? Hold on.
Somewhere I can tell you that.
I'm going to say Southern Illinois. I don't know why.
Southern Illinois. Tony Romo went to Southern Illinois. So, next receiver played with 2 GOATs, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Wes Welker. Where did Wes Welker attend college?
I think he went to Toledo or Akron. Wow.
Toledo. He says Toledo. Last but not least, he had probably the most prolific interception return in Super Bowl history, returning it 102 yards against the Cardinals. Number 92, the Ruthless, the Savage, now sponsored by FanDuel, James Harrison.
He was undrafted?
Undrafted.
Oh, shoot. Shiitake mushrooms. He went to... Of
course he did.
Grambling.
So, Mandy, how many do you think you got right?
0.
You got 0 for the first time. Yeah. Kurt Warner went to Northern Iowa. You had the right state. You had the right idea. Northern Iowa. Antonio Gates, right conference. He was in the MAC.
I knew it.
Kent State. Yeah. Tony Romo, Eastern Illinois. You had it. You had it. You said it. You had it. You didn't lock it in. Wes Welker went to Texas Tech, actually. I didn't know that. And James Harrison, also in the MAC, he went to Kent State as well.
Now, let me just say this, though. The first three, I know they're wrong. They're wrong.
Right.
But, like, I knew the vicinity.
You were piecing it together. You were piecing it together.
My turn.
Yeah, what you got?
So, I got you good.
Set the bar really high. You set the bar really high.
You're right. And you're going to get some of these right. It's a timed question. You got 10 seconds.
Oh,
I'll give you 10 seconds. There's 7 possible answers. Okay, 7 possible answers. I need 5 in 10 seconds. Name me. My question ends. I'm starting.
All right.
Name me all the Canadian NHL teams. Ready?
Montreal Maple Leafs. The Canadians. You got the Canucks. You got the Oilers. The Jets. The Ottawa Jets.
So all right. That was it. 10 seconds.
That's pretty good.
You got 4.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. So yes, you got the Vancouver Canucks, the Winnipeg Jets, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Montreal Canadiens. You missed the Oilers,
the Flames,
the Calgary Flames, and the Ottawa Senators.
That was really close. I've been watching a lot of hockey. So
that was a good little question.
That was. And if I would have had time to think about it, I think I probably still wouldn't have got them all. But I would have got like 5. I would have got 5. I would have for sure got 5. I don't know about all 7.
Honestly, if you gave me 30 seconds, I would have got all 7.
Oh, not bad. Yeah. But in actuality, I went 4 for 5, and you went 0 for 5.
0 for 5.
Pretty bad. But I'll let you wrap us up in the takeaway first, since you did so bad on rapid fire. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh! Look, people. Jared Goff. I defended him, but like my brother says, this is a what have you done for me lately league.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And as a fan, he probably didn't read it, but I added him on IG. Thank you, Jared Goff. You helped transition.
I love you, Jared Goff.
I love you, Jared Goff. Thank you. But that being said, okay, baby, Matthew Stafford, I love it. So all those haters out there that said that the Rams franchise is trash, Aaron Donald deserves a better franchise. I don't hear you now. What? Oh, what? No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Shut up, baby. Matthew Stafford, is he the answer to all answers? No. But does he put the Rams in contenders again next year? Of course. Absolutely. I love it. Snead, the GM for the Rams, Sean McVay, the head coach. I am proud of what you guys have done. I'm proud of the Rams franchise. We're good, baby. I'm good.
All right. I like the takeaway. I do. I love that you have your Ram pride, and it's so funny because I had about 5 or 6 different people send me the Matthew Stafford thing, and it's like they're like, oh, what does Matthew think about that about Jared Goff now? So it's pretty hilarious to me because it is. I just feel so good about it, like I knew that what I said was right, and I like. That's my takeaway for this. Is like I've been doing so much more research on sports and really looking at sports through a different lens now that I talk about it to people, and and they listen to what I'm saying. They're like, oh man, that's a good take. I want to keep having those good takes, and I feel like now more than ever, I was going back and I listened to shows in the past, and the stuff that I said has been happening. And like I'm not saying like, oh, I know everything, but a lot of my predictions and stuff have been coming true, and a lot of what I said has been happening in sports, and it feels good. It feels good to know that like my work that I'm doing for the show and stuff like that is coming to fruition, and people are like, dang, he said that, that long ago, and I said that 2 weeks. That's just an example, 2 weeks ago, and then Jared Goff gets traded and moved because he's not worth as much, but there's been other things like in baseball stuff make the playoffs, obviously, basketball coming up, football predictions, things like that I've just been able to say, and they come true. And it's just awesome to have sports really drive my passion and get me going and get me excited about things like it always has. So that's my takeaway for this week's show. That was our show. We got some really, really, really exciting guests coming for you guys.
Yes, our next 2 episodes will have guests.
2 guests.
Ready to go. Yes.
We're taking care of you. Don't worry. We're going to get you some fresh perspectives, some really cool things coming on the show. So make sure you stay tuned. And, you know, the love that we've been getting from our fans, love it. Got some great feedback from some good people, people that I respect, people that I trust, and I love it. So we're just going to keep pushing. We're going to keep making this better, delivering some better content. Be on the lookout for some educational betting videos coming soon via me and Mo. And we will get that to you soon. Thank you for being a part of the show. We love and appreciate everybody. We'll see you next week.